get another airplane.
Nice.
Hi, guys. Good deal. Oh, the underneath.
They found it from the bottom.
Oh, well, they were, right?
Yep,
Doing the.
viewing the, like,
So what kept the dirt from going down
A piece of plywood.
yep.
Right.
Right across the
there?
top.
Really?
I listened, right?
It's over by where I live.
I got a picture of this.
All right.
I heard 1946.
Yeah.
Was everybody?
That's all right.
I'm sick.
Probably all those on that street are from here.
Oh, I don't, oh,
Yeah,
because Anthony was there.
that's crazy.
No.
80 years old already.
Yeah. I bet you Anthony was right.
Yes.
The odd shape, odd size.
Yeah. So, 5 minutes out 62. Yes, 60. 45.
Yeah, we're just,
Good market announced, needs services.
Terry.
Huh?
I didn't get the first packet of the email on my email. I got it on my email.
Oh.
No.
Because I can go see.
No.
I can send it to you.
No.
Whoops, it's in the shop.
There's someone off here.
Anthony's
Yes.
here for more. Anthony is here for more.
You should be done your down. Yeah, I'll stay away. So, Jamie's taking the trailer.
Okay.
The fence.
Who? That baby?
Yeah.
Thought he was over
Yeah. You remember? John's. Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, everything's ready to talk to the guys down there. Yeah.
They'll package it all up.
Yep, tell me like it's.
Everybody sign right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, I just had a bunch of those in my.
Prepared. It just means prepared for the prepared. You guys are just gonna have to share them between you.
Whoever puts their mouth on first.
One more.
That's it.
Jamie and I have our own. So I have my own. Because it has one, Jamie has one, and you can do your swap instead.
I'll get by with
Well,
those.
the Gary has one.
But I have all the
Oh, you have crackers just in case.
Did you see on this page, this guy's name Shane's on? It's on. Here.
What?
I think he's where you're at.
Shane's on, was he a?
That's a salesman from the big.
Well, we just wanted, the name was, there was on here.
The only zone that I know is the guy that comes from, the medical guy that comes from Bismarck.
Back when we were in school, there was several design boards.
Everything designs.
Designs. The other designs too. Yeah, their design. They're ready to go. Call the meeting of the Harvey City Council to order. Please rise for the pledge. Gentlemen, remove your covers. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you everyone for coming this evening.
How you doing, Gary?
Oh.
How you doing? Fine.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get rolling here. So we've got more engineering.
How you doing?
Up, sir?
Right here?
If you can be there, you can join the table whenever.
Whatever you
Do you guys have copies of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we got the latest and greatest.
Awesome.
And it is up here at,
Okay. So, let's start with the sewer rehab project. They're still just cleaning and cutting. I was gonna bring up that they found a manhole on Fifth, dug it up, and you guys put a casting on it already, it looks like. I was asking the contractor for a price, but it looks like that's not needed anymore. So, my question is with that, since it's still gravel around that, do you guys need any assistance with putting the patching back up or anything like that?
In, this fall, we're gonna talk about that later, about patch.
so I can say, no, we don't need it.
Yeah.
We got some other patching to do, so we'll just,
So take care of it.
it's not a very big spot.
So liner is planning to be installed after July 4th. Doing that liner, they'll take about 3 weeks straight from Monday to Sunday to do the whole thing. As for what they haven't done yet, I should probably not jump ahead. For cutting and cleaning, they're still got to do it under the train tracks and that 900-foot stretch that's under the DOT yard. They have about 80 hours out of the 100 used for cutting. They're only 25 feet into that 900-foot pipe, and just talking with them before I came here, they need some more hours to do cutting. So I thought I'd bring that up to you guys. It's about, I can't remember what was quoted. I don't have the bid tab with me. It was $300-ish per hour, something like that.
Was it last month? Or was it before?
Anybody remember?
I think that's before.
What do you say, every scene, it seemed like there's build up, Kelsey?
Yeah, I'm just watching them cut. It's like some of them are hard as rocks, and some of them are it's just silt just sitting there, and it takes 2 seconds to go through. So it's hard to gauge if they're going to go through it all quick or not.
So we got that manhole all cleaned out.
Yep.
That was pretty big chunks down there. Where they found that manhole on Fifth Street, is it built up? I'd say about half the pipe was.
So right there.
So everything was coming in, get up,
Yep.
go over that, go back down.
367.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty hard stuff. No.
No, it's like concrete that they're saying.
But they got their own jackhammer concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, then they had another spot, I don't know if they came back about that or what, because we didn't have something that was small enough to get in there.
So at the rate they're kind of going on that 900-foot stretch, they were saying that they were guessing that they need 150 more hours. I told them that's not likely gonna happen. So I guess I'm wondering what you guys would be, if you would want to stop at 100, if you want to go over that 100, what are you guys comfortable with? It's kind of, I guess, you can stop right at 100, no problem.
Were we planning to line that section?
Yeah, right?
So we were gonna figure out after it was done cutting and being, if we had any, if they only did 50 hours of cutting, there's an extra little bit that we could shift to that lighting. We were planning on, they were gonna use the full numbers and cut out about 900 feet or 2 blocks or so. We did go through and say that, the best option would be not to line that place.
Okay. But they still need to do it with the tracks.
They still need to go on the tracks. And I
That's supposed to be aligned, wouldn't that be more important?
That's what I told them. Their jetter broke down a couple days ago. So they just to keep them busy, they went to go cut that stuff. I told their boss, these 2 other ones are way more important than this. I'd like you to just focus on that. I told them it's okay to just keep, finish your day out on this one, but just,
Sure.
these next 2 are more important. You need to know if they can be even cleaned or not. So they're on board with that. I'm probably gonna call them right afterwards because one of their main concerns is if they get in there and get stuck, then you're gonna have to get a new pipe and it's gonna get a little fussy.
Right.
And I don't want that to happen. Someone told me, if the smell test says you can't make it through, you need to stop. So I don't want to,
And you're talking about by the railroad tracks.
these get the 2 lines under the railroad track. So one Lincoln and there's one under the Rooster. Yeah, they still need to do both of those. Pipe detective last year went under Brewster. Apparently there's a nice offset joint inside the one under Brewster. Can be lined through, but they're concerned about getting it. So I told them, try to go on the backside if you can. Just keep me updated.
So
Business.
that offset joint, is that under the railroad tracks? Or is that on either side?
No, it's I think it's just right before the tracks. It's not quite under those, but I don't know if it's in there right away or not. But they for sure can line through those. It's a 12-inch pipe, I think, under there. And it's a 2-inch joint or something like that. And they can line through that. That joint's gonna stay. They're just nervous about getting stuck.
Sure.
So I told them, no, that's fair. Focus on that, tell me if you can't do it.
Right.
Because that's good information. We have to pursue another, do something else.
Is that stuff under the railroad tracks, that's, in my opinion, I think should be in all your opinions, top priority. Because we can't have that fail, if we have that fail, we've got a problem.
Exactly. That's what I told them. They did all the 24-inch already. Those were pretty simple. Yeah, I looked at the videos this morning. They're all very clean, very good shape. So we got some cracks. It's old pipe. We got cracks on them, but it's holding its structure. Yeah, so it's good.
And I did spend some time in the truck with those guys, watching them, watching videos and stuff that they were, and they showed me all the bad areas, what they had done, so, yeah.
They seem to be a pretty good crew.
They're very good at what they do. Yeah.
Yep, I like CC Steel a lot. They're good shooters. Right. So circling back, if they need to go over their hours, would you guys be okay with that? I just want to mention, kind of time is of the essence. July 4th when they come in to do line, it's right around the corner. So
I would say concentrate on the areas that we're planning to line.
Yep.
And leave the rest for.
Yep, that's the plan. But if they give those 100 hours and they're only halfway through the train track,
I think if they're through the train tracks, if they're on 5th Street, I would say no more, but if you're underneath the 2 train tracks, we gotta keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
train tracks gotta get done, we gotta get them done.
Okay.
That's gotta be our priority.
We'll allow for overage on them train tracks. You guys.
Stop on,
Do you have
stop on
We
5th.
have to. Yeah.
Well, if let's say it takes a long time, is there like an hour limit that you don't want them just like fiddling around? Well, maybe they're not fiddling around, but it's taking longer than what they expect? You know, you got an upper limit you're thinking? Or,
Well,
you know, what my plan is, I'm gonna call them every day and just get an update. How many hours you got left? How many hours you got left? Just hound them. You know, he gets into his mind, he's gotta tell me every day.
Right.
So that's my plan going from here on out, just especially since they're getting so close. I wasn't too concerned about their hourage at the start, but now the number he throws me in, but we gotta make sure.
What do we have in the budget for overage, anything?
We really are,
So, what we could drop from Peter to say Paul, if we did go over too far on the cleaning, maybe we'd have to not line quite so much.
well, that would be the other
I
thought.
hate to do that too, being we're ready.
Yeah, because like I think we've already planned on change ordering out the lines that are east of the, what is that street? At the end of the road there. And then Jackson, yeah. And then we made the decision to, we were talking about this pre-liner stuff.
Right.
We just assumed that they needed for the whole pipe, but I have no idea if they need for the whole pipe or if it's just joints or specifically bad joints.
Okay.
So maybe there's a little extra in there.
Eliminate
Let
some of the
me
pre-liner.
let me talk to Sharon tomorrow.
Okay.
See if you have any budget, I can relay that back to you, but that's what I got for that. And just, I'll let the camera crew, they can keep going until, they get done with those under the train tracks, but
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys updated on how many hours and you can pull the plug like that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the best one.
Pull them out of that other one and get them going.
Yep, that's what their plan is, so they're.
Roll there, get that squared up.
Sir,
Okay.
you got it.
Okay.
Okay, good there. No payment from the contractors requested for this month, I assume, right before, once they get all their cleaning crew out, they'll get paid. More sent you an invoice, take care of that on your account, I don't need it any more than that.
Okay, there's no reason this guy should get off the hook any more than anybody else did.
You
So
gotta
if
pay
them
for
guys
it.
don't want to
Okay.
pay it, they shouldn't get paid.
There you go.
right?
You gotta beg for the money.
I gotta beg for it.
Question on that railroad tracks that Dave was talking to me one day and he said where they narrowed that line.
Mm-hmm.
He said it almost looks like you put a 10-inch PVC pipe in there. And then he said there was a sandbag down on the bottom, kind of where
Opening it up. Well, I would like to see videos of this if they can
Yeah.
send it to me.
and it was like, he said it did sound good.
It didn't sound good.
Yeah, he said that, he didn't know if you'd line it or not, you know, 'cause he said it was, the 12-inch was reduced down to 10-inch, and he said they had a sandbag laying in front for it to
Go over.
Where was that?
on the trash at Rooster, my understanding.
Okay.
So he said they didn't know what happened whenever it was done, if they slipped it in there. It was, that was holding it in place and kind of was good enough to flow over. He said it looks like one of them sandbags that we throw in the back of the car, you know? So probably something about the top end.
Sure will. I'm gonna also review again that they cleaned last year, because they cleaned that line, that specific line last year, so I can see if that was something that showed up before.
That one right across from the Tasty.
On Brewster, yeah,
Yeah.
they did that last year as well.
Okay.
So I'm not expecting too much cutting on that one, they may have to do it a little bit, because there may be some sharp ones that we didn't take care of that we just need to do. Could be ready, maybe not do anything, so I don't, I'll talk with them about that.
Okay, let's back up. No bill from the contractor, more dates of their invoice, and that's where we're at. Going down their agenda right now.
Okay.
And that invoice was for what, $73.99? Is that correct? Okay, entertain a motion. pay that.
Now you can see the training.
It's right on your engineer's report, Milo.
It's in the
Great.
second packet.
Are you accepting that? I am. But there's no bill,
There's one.
no interest.
Oh, we didn't put the invoice.
Yeah, the numbers here.
You're not gonna find the invoice.
That's what
Because
she
it's
said.
on the paper.
It's not a motion, that counts that just pay them automatically, that counts it motion, so.
But I'm still waiting for a
We'd
motion.
like to realize.
You're gonna table it? You're gonna table it?
I move we pay.
Okay. Already made a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have Milo seconds, any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Okay.
Was there any more questions you guys had on the sewer project?
So, if what they found there in that line is true, then what?
We will have to come up with a plan. See if they can talk with the contractor, see if it's fine to line, or not sure. We'll have to come up with a plan and present it to you guys.
Where is that located at? On the Brewster side of the train tracks?
It's right under the train tracks, actually, so on both sides.
That's what this road is, the same thing.
Is the sandbag on the downside then?
That I don't know, he was just kinda informing me on it, and
Okay.
I don't know which end, if he has it on both ends, you know? How they get it in was kinda interesting.
So it's a 12 going into a 10, then going back to a 12, is what you guys are thinking?
So maybe a break. Sometime and we fix it
Or
out.
put it under the tree, you think it's under the tracks?
I have no idea where this,
Yeah,
That's
it's not, the way he talked, it was under the track.
it wasn't the whole pipeline, was it, or is it just kind of like a little piece?
They were.
How deep is this?
Is it BP?
I think it's more than that, I think 15, 12, somewhere there.
Makes you wonder how it happened and who did it. Because, you know, when they redid all that stuff on the railroad tracks. I don't want to point any fingers, but how you prove it anyway.
Right.
You think they're ever gonna- Well, they did a lot of adjusting out there from the old style track coming into Harvey to make it conducive to hitting 40 miles an hour through town. Years ago, you would have derailed right there at 40, I'm sure. So that all had to be shifted. The only thing we could do is somehow find it on Google Earth and then see, compare it from then to now. I'm not saying the railroad guys would do that, but it's, who else would do something like that?
You know,
That's working, that's stuff.
If they're moving the track, if they're adjusting the track to do that, they would never be down 15, 16 feet.
Is it
It's kind of like,
down,
how did he get in there?
Is it down that
Longer than
far?
Just a few feet, you know?
is it down 15 feet?
I think pretty close to that.
Would they have to dig down that, would they dig down that far, Gil?
Huh?
Would they have to dig down that far to?
Well, there's a lot of things that have happened down there that a lot of us don't know about or understand. And I wouldn't say they gotta go 15 feet. I don't recall a derailment in that spot. Do you guys?
No.
I think it was part of the west. We've had some, yeah, a little bit just west of there. They start tearing all that track up.
We can't say.
Bulldoze in
it
and-
was under or by it, you know, I don't recall that.
Maybe it's
But it wouldn't matter now, I mean,
I think
who would prove it?
Okay, what we gotta do is find out.
We gotta figure it out.
Figure it out, and we'll just have to go from there. Definitely need to call a special meeting. Don't hesitate to let us know, because this is of the utmost importance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, moving on from the sewer project to the control panels replacement, we've got CDBG funding. Sweeney Controls expects to start in August. Still waiting to get contracts back from them. I talked to them on Monday, and they were just getting to signing them. So I'm hoping they're in the mail right now, back to our office. And then they should be going on August. Community center improvements. I just got a call about 15 minutes before the meeting from Josh saying that more study will be required by the environmental guys. And he is expecting that you guys will have some sort of meeting with the environmental guys as well to talk about what's next.
And that's not on the building itself, is it?
I'm not too sure, I don't think so.
Because the last notice we got is for the property that sits north of us, that we don't know.
Right, the bank, right?
Right. And
I don't know too much about this. I'm just just a little brief stuff.
keep reading the report.
Okay, keep reading the report. So there was a couple questions from the last council meeting about the bank property. Is both subsurface bores were on some of the bank property and on cities. What if the bank doesn't allow access? If they don't allow access, then the improvements can't go. Is what I was told. And if something was found on the bank's property and on cities, how does that affect the project? How does it affect the bank? The bank would be responsible for that remodel or remediation on that, and if they don't want to do it, then the project won't move forward.
So what is the reason that this even gets that far away from our property in the first place? This makes no sense. Why should we have to bother the neighbor's property or on the other end of the building?
I'm not too sure.
We're talking a block away.
They want to bore at both ends here, right?
But then they also want to bore the other end of the block. 3 of them.
And that's all somebody down in Bismarck.
Yeah.
Or Denver.
Governmental rules and regulations
I think
that make everything so expensive and impossible to accomplish. Because we got what, 200, how much?
280 or 278.
$278,000, a grant that we got 2 years ago now.
I think in December it'll be 3.
Okay, in December it'll be 3.
And it's not specifically just to remodel the bathrooms.
It's basically to remodel the bathrooms and the kitchen, have something to do with kitchen and Quan's room, or just the bathrooms?
Quan's room is a little bit of touchless COVID type things.
Okay.
Air handling.
So this is primarily all just the bathroom.
So what we're gonna remodel is on this floor, not digging in any ground. Access to everything's in the basement, which is accessible from the basement, which is a basement. Not tearing anything up in the basement, just need to put new water lines and sewer lines and pipes in down. Has nothing to do with Robles, or the old Robles lot, where the car dealership was at one time. So somebody tell me why.
Well, we can't move forward with this if we
Can't
can't
go
go
forward.
forward.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my opinion, what they're trying to do is just make us give up and give up. Give up. You know,
So we never actually got them.
no, but we got
We've
Yeah,
got
grant, yeah, it's there, it's available. But if they're gonna keep screwing around with environmental studies, we're gonna spend it all on environmental studies. And then we'll be lucky to be able to put a new toilet in one of the rooms by the time they're done. They'll get the 280 and we'll get a new sheriff. You know, I mean, that's basically what kind of crap you have to deal with.
Sometimes you wonder, the guy would just go in there with a contractor, take that bathroom apart, fix it.
We can, but then we're gonna do it ourselves, we're gonna pay for it ourselves too. I mean, this was.
We should start a building fund maybe.
Huh?
We should don't we have a building fund for this building?
we do not. Or we have a small chunk of money in it, but again, we repair the roof, we're repairing the city shop,
It's not just this building, you know.
buildings.
That we have to take care of, we have more than this one, so.
Well, I think if we're gonna go forward, we need to have a reason from them why that's necessary. But it's not
I
necessary.
can't give you the reason, because they said so.
Yeah, I think that's,
So it's gonna boil down to.
The process for doing this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
ridiculous.
it's just one of those things where we're gonna have to make a decision if we're gonna just keep fighting with them or come up with a different plan.
It's just unbelievable that things can get so asinine.
Well, it's certain we can't fight them from here.
No.
Other than make them realize how stupid their request is.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's my point, I mean, you put it back in their court and say, why is this necessary once it's that there is no environmental impact?
I've had a CDD tree project in Belgium. Ran into something similar where they were okay with it and they came back and said, actually, we're not okay with it after we already did it. They didn't gain any funds or anything like that, but I did extend it on it because there was no environmental about it. So I know another opinion.
And the thing of it is, if I remember correctly, the estimate was somewhere between $2,000 and $20,000. Right?
I don't know much about it. I'm sorry.
Karen, do you remember that?
I thought it was higher, it was only a small amount if nothing was found. But if something was found, the remediation could be astronomical, I thought.
I'm sure. But for some reason, I'm remembering $2,000 to $20,000. But we can use the grant money to do that. Okay, so now we got $260,000 left. Plus, what else have we used out of that grant for studies? Anything?
well, we paid South Central.
Can we do this to the First State Bank?
Is, I'm against that 100%.
We can't do that.
Well, no, it's not fair to them either.
The thing is, we spend the money for all this study, and they won't do anything. If there is something there, we can't get there.
Yes.
It's to no avail, yeah.
But there
And
could
decide-
be some money out there to help them with remediation, I don't know that, maybe. Something to think about. Do we meet with them? With the
But what
guy?
stops them then at that point? Then all of a sudden they go to the next piece of property across the tracks or ambulance or, you know.
Yeah, they've already got wells.
Well, standard.
Wells dug over here on by the underpass. I know, everybody's thinking, right? What do we do?
I'll relay this information to Josh, and I'm sure he's thinking about it. He'll probably call you, or someone.
Okay.
I mean, that might be
So,
where one
is
needs
this-
to go.
Is this a federal
Yes,
request?
it's federal money. It's coming from Denver.
That's what
When's Kramer on the radio?
Yep, 2 to 20,000, is right.
Pretty big spread. You know, $2,000, well, okay, all right, do the study. $20,000,
But what would be what's the remaining part of the 20 grand for then?
Would be to do the next phase of the study.
Okay, so
so we'll accomplish this study for $2,000 to $20,000.
they come back and say, you need to dig up all the dirt and
all the way somewhere.
either haul it away or burn it. I've seen that done too. Yeah.
Or there's some fuel in it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, what do you guys think?
Well, what's the right thing for the city then? When you think about that, what's the right thing? Are these bathrooms, is there something in there that I don't know about that's shot, other than they don't have touchless? I know that's probably one of the things that's a requirement in do we need touchless? Can people get in there with wheelchair accessibility?
Saw an individual going in yesterday, slipped right in there. There's not an automatic door opener on the bathroom.
There are some issues
There are some issues.
Can you tell me what they are, so I know?
as far as the bathroom.
Door, oh, it's all ADA stuff, I'm sure, is the majority of it.
Okay, but up to this point,
Even though it's handicap accessible, it's not ADA compliant
okay, yeah, the new clothes, okay.
Right. I think that's the best way to put it.
Right.
So you can do that, and then they change the code, and, just getting off base there a little bit.
And Gil, I think when we did the planning for the 278, we were really gonna take out the bathrooms and completely reconstruct that whole area so they'd be individual bathrooms. It would be a commons.
Yeah.
Get rid of the shower, it's just taking up space when nobody's
now. More
showering.
efficient use of the space.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
Well, we should really end up with is it 6.
That's what's in my mind. But again, we've not designed, so we don't even know.
Yeah.
We just have a dream.
Yeah, we just have a dream and we got $80,000 to try and make our dream come true. But yet, we haven't had design, engineering, nothing else has been done.
Well, the only alternative we have is to just say hell with it.
Do it ourselves. Free money's not free.
It's not.
So I mean, that's,
It's
you know,
not easy.
excuse me, if that's something you guys want to decide tonight, by all means.
Is there any requirements? So we start tearing into this building, then what other requirements is there? Like sprinkler systems and this could just keep.
I would suggest not deciding anything tonight and just let Josh give you more information because he's way more knowledgeable on this than I am. And then you can make a decision then. I would say just,
It's more informed.
he's way more informed than I am. This more study stuff. That's fun on me 15 minutes before the meeting for something I'm not very familiar with. So I can't give you any good answers or anything like that. Like I should.
But don't you think we need to tell the First State Bank, or have they already been notified?
Well, for me.
We should tell
If
them.
if they're talking about going on the neighbor's property, for me, it's cardinal.
Yeah. But I mean, you say wait and we should see this and that, but we should probably talk to the president and say, hey, look, here's the situation. Make aware of it, but like you said, we'll just shut her off.
I would suggest let's just wait, hear from Josh, talk with him, and then we'll take that next step once we get some more information. We don't want to be 100% informed on all this stuff before we make any kind of decision or have any discussion with anybody. If we're gonna just let this thing go and not deal with it, we don't even have to talk to them and get them worried about something as well. So should we just table this until we?
Yes.
Okay, move to table, okay, we got a motion to table it, do it second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Okay, we'll just table this.
Good deal.
Okay.
You got another invoice?
Yes, I do. Point 4, DWR Basic Asset Inventory and Capital Improvement Plan. That's just something we've been working on, taking from the DIS map, putting everything into a spreadsheet for water main, services, curb stops, hydrants, treatment plant, everything, water related. We're about 60% done with it. We're still working on it. I think there's just those last few details that are the ones that take the longest. So we have a more invoice 38440 for 1960. I believe this invoice is being run with the Department of Water Resources for 60% cost share, and I believe I will have to talk with Josh on that if I'm taking care of that or someone else is. You're doing all
I'll do the reimbursement stuff.
that? Okay, good deal. So I guess I,
Save the 60%.
I'm gonna say 60%, sure. So I recommend a motion to approve, this invoice.
We got a motion, we have a second?
I'll second.
Gil seconds. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
That's all I have for you guys.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
you got,
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you.
let's keep us posted.
Will do.
Okay. All right. Dean, clear, sir. Oh, can we do for you?
Nothing tonight, no,
Nothing?
the other stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Okay, all right, very good. Very good, then we will move on. Spencer?
Yes, sir.
You are up, sir. Whoa, oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You're only gonna give us the Reader's Digest version. anyway.
That's right, I know how I need to do it. So I got a couple notes, I got the report up there if anybody has any questions, but I had wrote down a couple highlights, had another kind of busy month here. So just some activity report, we did complete a loan request for bean counter and cafe this last meeting, so that's Marseille's being acquired by Teresa and Steve Schwartz. They had a great business plan, really thorough. And so that's getting taken over. They're doing some ergonomic changes to the building to get some efficiencies going. So we lent them just under $22,000 at zero interest for 5 years. Some more traffic coming in. We got another application in for some business assistance at this next meeting next week, as well as all the submitted materials for another housing grant application for one that's up for sale now. So good traffic in the office, getting some applications in. A little update on the slum and blight removal grant is a member from Congress just sent over yesterday the grant agreement, so getting that submitted and we'll be ready to move. I let Ralph know that we were awarded the grant and that we'll be letting you know. I'm just waiting to hear back from him on what a timeline would be. The rules of the grant is that it has to be completed within 18 months of grant award, and it's not gonna, I projected a timeline of maybe a couple months or so. So hopefully we can get coordinated on when we can get that done. The morning startup this last month I thought went really well. We had an attendance of 16. And one of the things that was good about it is we actually had a couple follow-ups. So I facilitated some conversations with Roxy Flieger, was our speaker from Dakota Business Lending, with a couple folks from around town. And then getting some exciting work with our Economic Development Foundation group. So we're working on getting some policy recommendations set forth for the next legislative assembly. And what I've been an outspoken person on in that realm, along with some others, is really taking commerce programs and having a focus on rural. We already do a pretty good job on focusing on rural, but even with some, whether it be destination development or some appropriated programs that are likely to get reappropriated, if there can be a level of a regional approach like the RWIP program or any sort of things like that, we're working through some of those things to make it, make sure that some of our rural areas in the, it's not just the Fargos and the Menoras, right, And then on that too is, I wanted to touch on RWIP a little bit. We have to wait for another round, but one of the awards that I think what I'm going to charge maybe to a level with the CBB committee is you can utilize it for marketing materials, and you can get granted up to quite a bit of money. I saw that the Southwest Regional Council, I think, was awarded just over $200,000 to put together marketing materials and a whole kind of mantra for their region or area. And the Red River Regional Council up in the Northeast region does something, I think they call it Find the Good Life, and some of these other programs. And so I think if you really need to really try to, if we can coordinate with some other regions, or we want to keep it particular to just the Harvey area, to find, what is kind of our sell to folks, to try to bring some folks here. And then lastly, as I think some of you probably saw it on social media, is that Seth with Wandermore came through Harvey. So at last minute, I was going to give him a tour of Harvey and go along physically, and I wasn't able to do that, but I was able to kind of I reached out to him a couple months ago when he kind of first started and said, hey, when you get to Harvey, let me know. And so I kind of coordinated on some places to go and a little bit on the history. So I just thought that was kind of neat. Took some great pictures of Harvey, and there's kind of a large following to what he's doing. It's pretty neat. Go to every incorporated community in North Dakota, and so he's just making his way through. But he got some great pictures, and he said his visit was great. So I wish I could have been along physically, but from what I can understand, his visit went really well. So it was pretty good to be able to blitz that on Facebook and things a little bit about Harvey. But other than that, yeah, if there's any questions, just moving along steady. We're having fun.
You got any questions for Spencer?
Yeah, what's going on with the senior citizen project? What is it? From the old building over to here now, the old building's gone, so that's no longer any part of theirs? Or?
Yeah, so I know the senior citizens have moved completely into this new building now, and they're doing a lot of work as far as getting some other things up to code or whatever it might be. There's a lot of renovations. I know we had done some programming with them to help with some, I can't remember if it was, I think it was electrical work, right? Or was it HVAC? I couldn't remember, but. And so they're going through a lot of different renovations. I think at the time, if I remember correctly, they had said something about that even on top of the purchase of the building was like $70,000+ worth of renovations to do some things to the building to kind of get it particular to what they do specifically. So yeah, they're moving over there. I think when they were in the last time at our meeting too, they're doing some good work on some different programming and trying to raise funds themselves. So all the kudos to them. And I know that with the JEA's contribution to what they're doing, they were extremely grateful. They actually, the last meeting they brought us a little bit of some goodies and wrote a thank you note. So they've been really appreciative, and which is good because it's a really, really nice resource to have in town.
So have you been approached any for the old building? Anything going on there?
What I remember is that, from what I can understand or remember, is that eventually that was going to go on for auction. And I thought that done.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if the new owner has approached any JDA or.
Oh no, nothing from him yet. No, so I'm not sure on there, but if there is, our door's open.
And I can attest to some of the rumors that have been flying around about it are not true. So. Okay, anybody got any other questions for Spencer? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, if you guys don't mind just switching the agenda around a little bit. Harley is here for special event permits.
Oh, yeah, base race.
Okay.
So
we can.
the first and first.
Okay, all right. Harley, do you want to add anything? You got any questions for us?
No, your eyeballs will be able to tell which one you'll pick.
Okay.
You just go ahead and do it.
Okay. And the only reason I'm doing this is that, he doesn't have to sit here for our entire boring meeting if he doesn't want to. I hate to force people to stay. So, and that permit is on
36.
36. Good, thanks.
Now, for the first one.
Yep.
Is there.
So you'll have 2 maps in there.
I think I will read.
Yeah. Okay. So Milo made a motion to accept this one here.
The first one, second, third. Yes.
Okay, all right. You guys all got that? So it's you got two maps on there with pictures of cones. One has cones down at the Dakota Heritage Bank coming around the corner, which is what we did last year. And the other one has pictures of cones blocking off the entire west side of Lincoln Avenue. That's the one Milo was denying. The one at the corner of Dakota Heritage Bank is the one he's approving.
Can you explain all that to me in your terms so I can?
Yeah, they want to block off the whole side of Main Street.
For parking.
For parking, yeah. No cars on the west side.
Rather than just do the corners, they need to get around the block.
And then, if I'm following this right, then no parking in here during the parade.
That would be the first request, yes.
Okay.
But not the second. So that one, right there, yeah. That's the one I moved to deny, was to block the whole main street off. On the west side of it.
So they requested that last year as well. And last year we blocked off coming around the corner because you come down Brewster from the hospital and then to turn and go on Lincoln Avenue. We blocked that off so that there was no cars, so that any big equipment and stuff that came through, they had room to swing that corner and get going down Lincoln Avenue.
Yeah, so the van truck can get around the corner.
Yeah.
Without any issue.
Yeah. So, I mean, they requested blocking off the whole west side again. A lot of people come in there and park, you know, sit on the backs of their pickups. I think people could be displeased if we block off the entire street on that side for parking. So, we do have a motion on the table. And,
To not do this,
Don't do that.
where they can park their cars.
yes.
It's been like that forever, hasn't it?
Yes, yes. The only modification was around.
I'm looking for a second yet, Bill. We should be having our discussion.
Okay.
After we have that second. We just have a motion. I'm still waiting for a second.
I can answer any questions too. If you need.
Okay, now we got a second. Now, anybody got any questions for Harley? I almost said Honda again. I've been calling her Honda since she was a little child. Just to tweak her father. Does anybody have any questions? Marcy?
We were just talking here too, like, do you have to have that huge equipment come down? I mean, that's like the scariest part of the whole
It's getting
thing.
bigger every year.
It gets
Yeah.
bigger every year, so I mean, that's gonna be up to the parade participants to decide what they wanna bring. You know, if you're bringing
We
something.
need a grant to like.
Great committee.
Parade committee, yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want them.
I
They
mean,
need to say
So
we don't
all
want
these
you.
things move back.
so,
Big road.
People love.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I think that's what people come and see.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the,
But once they get around the corner.
Once you get around the corner, there's still enough room, you know. The street is wide enough to
Got to.
give those big tractors and stuff down. And I mean, as far as anybody getting hurt, you know, any kids or anything, that's the parents' responsibility. They need to keep, you know, the kids handled so that they don't go run out in front of those big tires.
I don't know if I've ever seen a problem with cars parked there. You know, waiting for candy, whatever else comes.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion?
So then this mainly leaves it the way it's always been.
Yes.
Well-
I mean, other than the change.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
It goes about halfway through the bag, then you
Yeah.
make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to maybe to that drive-through.
Yeah, about to the drive-through. That's about where it was. Yeah. Because that gave plenty of room for that.
Well, and they did block off a little bit on the other side of the parking lot, the first cars.
Right. Yeah.
Assume they won't be coming in with any headers.
You would think, you would hope.
They haven't come yet. If they do, I
I guess you
hope,
could be the first.
if they do, I hope they have them on transport.
Well, it's gonna cost a lot of money, the header's gonna be bad shape. I like the way it used to be.
Okay.
Harley,
Any further?
what about Harley?
What
She
about
hasn't
her?
spoke up yet.
What about?
What do you like? You
Nobody-
like?
Not the first one, that's why I came in and brought the second one.
Oh, you think you're gonna get your way now?
The first one's
I'm kidding.
not good.
Just
It is not good. I was like, no, this
Okay,
is not.
seeing as we have no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. So Harley, it's Plan B, right?
Early plan.
Plan B, yeah. Okay. All right, and we'll get that squared up for you. Okay, and you're welcome to stay as long as you want. You don't have to leave. I just want to
Thank you.
give you an option there, so.
Okay, let's get back to the regular agenda. Police report is in your packet. You guys can go ahead and read that. And Public Works Director, Jamie, you are up.
Okay. I just got at the last minute here, our 08 tonner needs a flatbed and it's rusted out. And I found that Advanced Fleet Services, a flatbed that would fit. And the cost is $62.50. $4,500 for the bed, $1,600 for putting it on, and $150 for the shop.
That's a 10-foot?
But roughly, yeah, the size of ours. They want to take a look at it.
That's the place to put it.
Yep, just south of Walmart there.
Yeah.
And, the exact measurements, they were a little bit more than ours, but, you know, it stayed a foot. It wasn't a 10-foot. It wasn't a 10, you know, wider. I think one was 11-foot wide. Made it a foot more than we wanted.
Right.
This one would be the size we want.
You'll put that on in Bismarck?
Yep.
So what does that mean to the person that drives the truck down there? Is it an overnight thing or? You know?
That I have no idea. I just kind of got it tonight here. I would think they could do it in a day. I imagine we'd all hold one back.
Scrap it.
Yeah, yeah, take it overboard, run and scrap it. It is shot.
Rusted.
Yeah, the lighting and everything, the wires are hanging.
Well,
It's just,
that's a good price, if that's the right size.
Yep,
And the right pin depth, because I had called him before, and he couldn't come up with it.
well, that's what kind of surprised me that day. I took down the water samples and had them move the DST and pick up some parts. I swung in and talked to the guy, and this price is way different than we were hearing earlier.
Right.
I think it's like 7,000 for just a bed, you know, prior to this.
Well, this is something we've been discussing for quite some time already, just looking for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking for that the right bed, because the truck it's on is kind of an oddball size.
Yeah.
Well, it was made for all that.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the wheelbase of where it's at.
Right.
And I'd say just by looking at it, maybe we might have to reinforce down there where the ball hitch goes. But I'm gonna say you're gonna have to do that, Danny.
So this has the fifth wheel hitch in the same spot as the one we
That I'd have to,
have. The pin depth is right?
I'd have to measure that.
Okay. I'd say go for it.
I think it's, we cut it out, is where we need it, the way it appeared to be.
That doesn't have it built in?
No.
Well, this is a flatbed.
Yep,
Oh.
Who will do that work then?
they were there.
That's part of the $1,600.
That, I don't know. I'd say they probably wouldn't work cut it in, but
Maybe you can find that out.
yeah, I'll have to.
Because the one that's on there, that's built into the bed. And most of those beds, they're pre-installed. That's where the pin depth question comes from. It's
Right.
on that wheelbase, it wants 11.5 foot instead of 10.5. Which is what that truck would have been if it wasn't. But that is built for that.
They would. They would do.
I think we should get more info.
So, okay.
But if they can do it for that price and put the gooseneck in the right spot, I'd say it would work.
I know we don't have money for it, but we have to get into Jamie's retirement for a little bit, that will work.
Do that for a week or so.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I guess
It's
really shouldn't be pulling nothing with it anymore.
So for $62.50, if that includes it, you make a motion?
I would, if that includes putting the gooseneck in the right spot, yeah.
Okay,
have a motion.
Second.
And we have a second. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion?
I would say they do good work, I've seen some of it.
Good work. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Well, can you come and sit here for a few minutes?
Sure, question. What's our next thing?
Okay,
Still on.
Cash is, Knife River stopped in and they're gonna be coming to town with asphalt this fall. We wanna, pave the holes that we got in town, all the sewers have been dug up and I think there's, well, list. I know we'll have to find out what, I think what, 40,000 was last year?
Excuse me, one moment, sir, I'll be right with you. It's the right page. Here we
So
go.
the one over there on, 10th Street by One Stop, is that the state's responsibility or is that ours? That's ours.
Thanks for fixing that too.
Here's the list.
Yeah, it's not
Last
funny,
year we were at
but-
41,000. He said that they would be here, paving at the middle of August, correct?
Yeah.
We could probably talk about it next meeting, but if you guys wanna put these in any kind of order.
So of course, there's a few more since then too.
And what's the status on that last one?
I don't know, so we want to touch that one, so. Just want to have that set up, but now, because we're getting into the game.
Great.
That has to be
done.
Yeah,
That has to be done into it.
yeah.
It's not done.
It's just a big work.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They
That was our
Maybe I should read a little bit closer.
I see.
Good catch. And then we need some more, manhole covers, and castings, and I think we should get a set of 2 at least, and then raise them and lower them when we run into situations like we did. We need them on hand. And Talisbar for putting up signs. We need quite a few more.
Explain that to me. Tell the bar.
Yeah, they're the ones with the holes.
Oh, okay, all right. The actual pole itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
John's thinking like 12 of them. I don't know what the cost is on them, but for signs. And we need some down there, the sign for the campground, we gotta put up some along over. So, we need to purchase them if we can. No.
Where would you get them?
DSG and,
The manhole.
yeah,
Covers, right?
they have.
What about the borders or the poles?
That is,
Right.
fencing, you call it fencing.
I think, did we get them right from
I
Rough
think
Rider?
signs we get from Rough Rider, we get holes there
I
too.
thought we got all the
Okay.
poles.
Is this all the same town?
Yeah.
All of
This
them.
So we can pick that up when we do our.
Haul back on the new, on the new flatbed?
Yeah,
You're gonna need a co-pilot that thing?
I sure
Okay, these are all items that we need to have on.
Yeah,
hand, so,
Any motion?
yes.
I make a motion, we buy them items.
I'll second
Okay, motion and second, any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Gary, you got a look on your face like you might have a question. Okay. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
I guess the rest of you probably read the transfer switch is in, water plant. And KS builders will probably be getting at them doors here this month, so.
Forward.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't have nothing.
When you come back with them doors, just park the trailer over there, leave it. Then
Yeah, we'll probably stick it in the shop.
Don't have to handle it twice.
Yeah.
Just you can work off the trailer.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Huh?
You're taking your trailer or our trailer?
Our trailer. Yeah, mine's 22 feet long, and the doors are 22.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Well, yeah. He's just using my trailer.
No.
He's getting-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Using your trailer and letting us hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So the first thing on the list is fresh and gravel.
Yeah. Oh,
Fresh and gravel.
That,
You still want to move the water plant?
you would do water plant?
Water plant?
What's your water treatment plant?
7-14. Pages 7-14. Pages 7-14 in your first packet, guys. You got some dryers on?
yeah, that's right, the dryer's, shot and, air compressor room, so that's probably a lot of our failures in the boxes and air boxes and stuff. And they strongly figured to get that, taken care of. There's the bill.
Yeah. So that's the cost of that dryer. I did talk to Shelley about that, and he says we need to do this. That's probably causing some of our problems out there. Because we don't know how long this dryer has not been.
Right.
It wasn't something operating a little bit there, a drain or something.
No, we put a
A
drain,
little different drain.
or, down, down in the, where all the water flows through, where it's always moisture. We put a switch, so it can, from up above, we can just hit it and it goes up, yeah.
So this is the part where we spend a lot of money tonight, you guys. We gotta keep everything going. And entertain a motion. So moved. We got a motion, second, and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Yeah. And then blocks, we're gonna need some of them here, we'll see if that dryer takes care of it. And the blocks are what the, releases the air to open our valves and stuff when they're shot. They do somewhere. Not that are good. Yeah.
What, 500 bucks or 138?
Yeah.
Getting 4? Okay, so. Gonna do it.
I would say so,
Now.
yeah.
Okay.
We have to.
Is that a motion?
Yeah,
Because when they don't.
might be the
open it,
first
they
motion
just-
I've made. We have to do it, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't shut the water.
Okay, we have a motion, ordering $552 worth of these guys.
Second.
Second, any seconded it? Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Okay,
I want to get away from my system, goes.
what are these?
That weren't the ones.
Okay.
So that's the blocks.
Oh, that's what those switches are, okay, alright. Very good. And we'll take them care of. That taken care of. Okay, now, you got crush gravel? Or do you have anything else?
We're kinda on rollers. Maybe ask for a few more things.
Keep asking, it might come to screeching halt here.
Yeah, I'm good.
How about the garbage truck?
I haven't been able to get a hold of them. I'll get on that a little bit.
What should we do with the garbage?
Yeah, what should we do with the garbage truck, guys? We haven't had any bites on
Did you try it
Talk to
again?
Brad and all about
it. I have,
He's not biting, or does it?
I've tried to get a hold of it right now. You know, he's farming and all the garbage and everything else, and I told him we need to get together and have a chat about that.
You know, one time we talked about listing it on that Ben and your sale.
Wouldn't be my sale, it'd be Ben.
Ben Singlemeyer's sale, and he puts it out there online, and
Yeah.
maybe we should take a stab at that. Because we're running out of ideas here.
Yeah.
And he probably charges a minimum for trying.
Right.
With whatever he does on the computer, because I don't do that.
it. Maybe he could, give a special deal to the city and try it without a charge.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to sell that you guys want to share with them?
Well, we do have the Intel that we've decommissioned,
What about Colorado?
and I think we should decommission Colorado as well.
Can I have Ben call you directly, or should I have him get a hold of Jamie?
You can call me directly, or you can get a hold of Jamie and Karen. You know, you guys gotta understand, in another 30 days I'm not here, so, you know, things are gonna drag out. I'd rather have somebody in the office dealing with it.
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
that you guys got.
if the garbage truck is just sitting there.
No, I understand.
And
And the reason I've been trying to get a hold, to talk to Brad about this is to see if he is interested in that truck, and maybe we can work out a deal where he wouldn't have to come up with dollars.
yeah,
We can just work it out through our garbage bill with him.
So I'm thinking what we come up with the minimum price we want.
but once Ben puts it on the sale, you can put a reserve on it.
Right.
But if a deal comes down the pipe with the garbage men,
Yeah, we wanna clear that out
Yeah.
before we go through Ben.
and his sale's coming up, he's already taken consignments now.
When's that sale? Gil?
Well, let me turn my phone
Is it
on.
17?
July?
Because he asked us to do this,
Yeah.
the lunch for it. I think it's the 17th of July or something.
I'll check. If you guys ever have to check him out, it's just integrity.bid. And he's got all his sales listed in there.
On 14.
Oh.
Colorado, it's a 10.
Safari cannot open this page. It's not connected to the internet.
So,
Do you want to see like the Colorado?
That's, do we want to swap?
oh,
Do we want,
why, is there
Yeah.
got trouble with it, or?
I mean, she's a 5.
Yeah.
We girls a 5, that is a 10.
He was saying that there was a few things that were going wrong there. I don't know what they were.
So those figures are like, okay, this is the first, that's done the sale.
The car is out.
So summer consignment, what's the date?
Yeah.
July 11th is that.
July 11th.
So I mean, if you got a list, Jamie, of stuff that you want to get rid of, you know, get together with the man and talk to Ben.
All right, so guys, let's kind of come up with a number. We're on the garbage truck. I'll try and get a hold of Brad yet before I leave my position, see if we can get that turned up.
So, I don't know.
I think our
that's what-
previous, did have it listed like 150 for a reserve one?
I don't think we were higher than that. I don't think we were at 150. I think that's too low. I want to say we were 165 when we put it in the paper last time.
For the minimum bid?
For what?
For the minimum bid?
What year is it?
2017.
Just had 14,000 more than
One moment, let me get to where it's at.
many miles on it.
So sometime we're gonna have to figure out what is the bottom price, and it's just gonna sit there.
Right, and that's why we're trying to, you know,
Ideal thing would be if rather than do something with it, just for the standpoint that we're using it anyway. Listen, they have trouble with their trucks to hold on to them. We just-
Oh, 2018. A 2018 Freightliner M2 106 with a 25-yard Loadmaster XL S Series refuse body rear load garbage truck, 6-speed Allison 3000 RDS automatic transmission, Cummins ISL 350. 3-man cab, tilt steering, air conditioning, cruise, rear mounted camera, nearly new tires, 67,604 miles, 10,201 hours. The truck comes with rear loader packer. 150, my lowest right out is rough.
Can you text that to me,
I can.
please? And when you look for a truck, comparable trucks on Truck Paper are in the 180 to 190. That are selling, advertising and stuff. New ones are about 285.
I've got somebody out there that's in the market.
Is that where we wanna stay with our minimums, 150?
Well, we didn't sell it
well,
9 months ago.
yeah.
For that, it's me. I think we have to lower it.
I
Let's
do
just
too.
get it done and figure out.
Thing
what
is
the
sitting
numbers.
around here another 6 months.
So exactly, and then you get lot rot. I mean, it doesn't take long, and now something else is gonna start leaking, you know. We all know that.
I'd say we should drop it to 130. That's just, throwing it out.
It's kind of, I don't know.
Well, then if you, say for instance, if you did put it on that sale, you guys, and I know you're going away, but when I say you, I'm talking about the mayor. You guys ought to keep an eye on it, and just sit there with Ben and watch it and, well, make up your mind.
When you list it, you put a reserve on the sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He also,
But you can remove,
been missing his calls and he's still missing mine. It's been just down.
they want to be realistic.
Because that's what a lot of them.
Yep.
Sanitation products, right?
Yep. Yeah, he was, first time I talked to him, he was very going and then, well, he never called me back, but time I called him, so.
Well, Ben sold some for the city of Valley City. He did a sale down there. And I wasn't involved with that, but I watched it, and there were some garbage trucks on it. I think they were, those were small ones. I think they were kind of hammered, yeah. I mean, something like that.
Yeah, this one gets you.
Never know, go to Florida. You'll need a co-pilot again.
Yes. And you just gotta, I mean, find the right town that does that stuff, you know.
But you know,
The percentage of people.
with this online thing, you can really reach out, and look at, he's sold stuff in New Mexico and all over the United States on that sale.
Canada.
I think it's worth a try.
Yeah.
And I think we should drop it.
What is his?
Charge? No, but I'll find out.
I know. I
So
know,
we'll
let
have
us,
to make, we have to make a move.
yeah.
If it's 11, we can't wait any longer.
Okay, so we got three issues. We need to get a hold of Gavin Farley, we need to get a hold of Brad, see if find out what. How we all that done, right?
I'll call tomorrow.
I think we've tried to call enough. If you haven't gotten a hold of them, you haven't gotten a hold of them.
Yes.
That's where I'm.
I don't know if he's got a dodge in it or what.
If he seemed like he was interested to start with.
Yeah, he sure seemed like it, but he said it didn't go.
Yeah, he's dodging it,
Right.
lost interest.
Out of the office or, you know.
And, I mean,
They'll get back to you.
150 is too high.
Somebody throw a number that I can talk to Brad about, and that he can talk to the other outfit about,
Well, he threw a number of 130 out there.
130.
That seems like a good way price for that.
Well, I
I'll
know.
send a message about how much.
Well, you sit around here, might entice them to buy it, get it there. And then it's local, it's here, it's here.
So we wanna go with
If it-
130?
If it makes a sale, I'm willing to do it.
We'll go with 130. If we can't get a hold of our guys by Friday, put it on the auction.
Well, I'm asking him right now how much to consign for the city,
Okay.
so I'll be able to have an answer when
Alright.
he gets on it.
Yep.
He's in church camp, so.
Alright. Well, let's move forward, make it up so that we come back to this.
Yep.
You know. Okay. Asphalt estimate.
Back up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Crush gravel.
Crush gravel, okay.
That's me, I'd like to ask permission to crush gravel off of the city's property behind the water treatment plant. Pay the city a royalty.
So we crushed it, we figured 10 years ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That crushed the pile for the city. And I did go out and measure the pile, I've got an app on my phone, the pile that the city has there is 4,454 yards, according to my app.
And what are you thinking you'd want to sell? Fine.
Well, see, I wanna get on, I have a lease on Yale's too, so I would get some on his too, if I could get 10, 12,000 ton on the cities. That would help me out.
What's left out there anyways?
There's quite a bit left. It does get finer as you go north, but there's enough rock there to mix in. There's all those piles of rock up there along the city that are inside the business.
And if we're crushing concrete and asphalt, I mean, we really use that probably a lot more than we haven't used our gravel.
Right, right. And with our crushed concrete and asphalt and some gravel, that makes for a heck of a product that we can use for our own stuff. Well, Jim?
I need to hear some more. Explain to me, you're gonna go out and crush some of the city's property?
No,
Just for the city?
no, it would be
For you?
to sell, and the city would get a royalty on it.
Okay. Jamie, what do you think? Do we need all that?
I think it'd be good to do. I mean, I don't foresee
You
us
got
ever
ground.
using that much gravel.
And we have,
We don't
we
pay for
have
that
sold
or
it
anything, so.
before.
Yes,
Yeah.
I crushed on the city's property, off of the city.
We like working here.
Get some money out of it.
Go toward crushing our concrete.
Yeah.
One second.
That motion, that's a motion from you, Arnie, and Gil seconded it. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Terry will abstain from this. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Did we? Well, we don't have a bid, I just didn't know if
Okay.
they wanted
Oh.
to try it and get a bid.
So this is for patch.
Yeah, that was in town in August.
Okay. So this is kind of what this
Was last.
No, 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 no,
Oh, that was from last.
that was
Oh, that
that
was
company
from
last year.
What do you guys wanna do about that, Knife River being in town? And doing asphalt, should we have them give us a price for patching stuff, yes?
Yes.
Motion?
Make a motion.
Okay. Okay. Carrie made a motion to get a bid from Knife River.
Second.
Marty made a second. Further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, Jerry, you spent enough?
One of these days, we should get that, jetter nozzle, when we start in the fall.
Oh, we did that already.
Uh,
I thought we did.
Yeah,
No, we didn't.
no, that wasn't approved, no. What? We just talked about it.
You were supposed to get some information. No, we
No.
didn't get.
Wondering about the skids and the money there.
Yeah.
The thing with this old out jetter, it's needing some cleaning while we're doing it, instead of just running the jetter up and coming back, you know, instead of washing it, sticking out roots and, tree roots and maybe stop some of this calcium buildup. You guys said to tear your arm off if you don't handle it right, you know, so he said there's a lot of power with that water. So I think it would be good for our line.
Is it similar to what these guys are using when they're bidding?
A lot smaller.
Yeah, similar.
Yep.
So what was the cost on that?
2,700. You know, the one that's on there now is basically shooting all the water straight back, shooting up and straight back. This one's curling up and twisting and cutting and tearing tree roots and pulling back. Pulling north and tree back.
You'd spend less time as far as labor pulling around.
I think it'd be good for the future of our pipes.
Yeah,
In the long run, it would be.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the one that's on there now is not. Yeah. And even for something that's stuck, you know, you can get in there, shoot water out ahead, twist it.
We'll spend another $127.
We asked for nothing.
Like that's it. In all honesty, I'd rather see that still. I think it'd do a good job for the pipes.
I hate to spend everything this month when the next administration's not gonna have any.
Fundraiser.
Think about like a big bake sale.
Citywide bake sale.
And we don't need it till next month, August. You wanna wait another month? You know, we won't start yet until August. But,
That's like you guys have in stock. Is that regularly?
Yeah,
Regularly.
yeah.
Where's that at? This one?
We'll have to go to Minnesota.
Yeah, that thing's small, they can ship it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere.
What if we wanna look at it?
Yeah. Demonstration.
Okay, you guys okay with waiting another month on that one? Or you wanna hold the trigger?
I thought we already did, so.
You know what? I'm on my way out too, I'll spend.
That's what it is.
I'll say.
Okay, I already made a motion to go ahead and get that bowl going, you said?
Yep.
Okay. And, Gil seconded it. Any further questions or discussion?
They better take care of it.
Any further discussion? Yeah,
Oh,
I will.
Don't let nobody get their arm.
Love it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Doesn't have to do any roll call.
Accumulation.
Okay, are you done yet?
I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Okay. Auditors report, Karen.
Well, we're all exhausted now.
Yeah.
We're tired. But, John Franklin, is that my first one on
Record,
the list? Oh, rec board transportation,
pages 4 and 7 in your new.
4 through 7.
4 through 7.
Sorry, for some of the baseball programs, baseball, softball, summer rec programs, they need transportation, and the schools always just let us use their buses. And of course, with everything changing, they want, an agreement. You can see the contracts in the packet, and we'll be paying a fee. It's kind of more an FYI, because we always have had to pay for some transportation or pay for gas, whatever, it's just a move of the future. So I guess, maybe your approval for entering into a contract with the school for transportation.
I had one question about the spreadsheet here. What's the 12 mile? What is that? That's just
It is not my contract.
just something should have been on here.
What? The spreadsheet at the back of it?
Page.
Nope, that's the dates.
Which page is it?
June
Page 7.
12th.
Well, it says van.
12 miles, 8 miles.
Oh, I don't know what that piece of it is. It's just, you can see the cost, $173.33, $66.33, $75, $64.25, $170.85. That would be what we have to pay. Oh, and it's already showing. The estimate is
Right.
$692.02. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just such a weird breakdown.
I don't know what the 12 miles is.
So they're estimating $700 to go through them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events.
Yeah,
Well, it looks like 2 of them twice. Yeah, good, but
I'm guessing maybe one's Babe Ruth, one's Legion, would be my thoughts.
9 trips, maybe?
Yes.
Or is that 2 bus loads on those same days?
Maybe, I don't know, I didn't arrange the transportation, I was just given the contract.
So is this something we have to approve of, or?
Yes.
Or what,
I believe you guys should approve that we would be willing to enter into an agreement with them,
with the school?
with the school to rent their transportation.
Okay, move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Yep.
Bill seconds it to enter in contract with Harvey Public Schools for the rec board. An estimated cost $692.02. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Park board picnic tables.
So the park board has been gracious enough to donate 10 of their old picnic tables to the campground, the new campground.
Cool.
We'd certainly like to thank them.
Yes, we would. I think we should send them a thank you letter.
Just send them a thank you letter. Yes. That was very nice, and we didn't have to go out and purchase them, and maybe we will at some point in time, but right now, the used ones will be super great, so.
Seven down.
That'd be nice.
And the sign, these were on this campground. Okay, these were on the campground for a minute. We got it set up, we got the signs come in, they need to get the pipes, put the sign up, and then there's some more graveling down there, and then it's ready for business. I mean, it's actually ready for business, but we would like to sign up so that there's information on there for paying for your sites and
I
everything.
think the rules, we have to.
And the rules,
We have to
yeah,
have
the
the
rules have to be on. You know,
So,
for that.
we're just
So,
about ready.
Who collects
So my,
West Side
just
Park?
a second.
Oh.
So my comment about part being ready for business, not quite. So I want to make sure that anybody hearing this doesn't go start camping down there. Once that, you drive by and the sign is up, then there you go.
Who collects?
For us or West Side Park? You said West
Well,
Side Park?
Yeah,
It's the park board.
okay, park board takes care of West Side.
The campground by the Cheyenne River will be, online. You'll make
Oh,
a
okay.
payment or you're gonna bring it down to the city. We're not, we'd like it to really be electronic. You make the payment online, simple. But we have a few issues and glitches to work out, but we're making headway.
Well, I can see, it should be like an electric eye. When they go in, it goes to your phone, and you should run down.
Yeah.
Midnight.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, at any hour, I could run running.
Didn't I discuss putting that new park in Gil's portfolio?
I think that was it.
Is that right?
Oh, boy. Is it Michelle Swan that takes care of that?
Of West Side.
Yeah.
For the park board, but not for ours.
Right.
So our next thing is Jonathan Franklin. Is Jonathan Franklin representing a group of people, the Harvey Boosters, would like to have lines painted in the gym permanently for the 3-point lane, the archery and pickleball. And he has he's gonna find the dollars for us. No dollars from us, he's gonna find dollars. So, the issue, the problem, as always, is, the crew are coming to Harvey mid to late next week to work on the racquetball courts. If you could put that timeline in the proposal, that would be great. So, we need to have the floor,
Stripped and waxed.
stripped. I don't think we waxed until afterwards. What does it say?
I don't think they would put the paint on top of that.
No.
I was asking the city to schedule for stripping and waxing around this painting. So it doesn't really,
It should probably say stripping before waxing,
yeah,
with the painting in between.
John would have to do that clear.
Could we get it stripped next week?
I'll be gone.
You'll be gone,
Kenny's gone.
and Kenny's still gone next week?
I'll be back Tuesday.
What's wrong with the tape? Is the tape not saying
Well, it's just a permit, there's no 3-point line on it.
that? I understand that, but the pickleball courts, are they, tape is standing up, is it?
It appears that way, but I don't know.
What would be wrong with just using tape for a 3-point line?
On my law, these are your decisions to make.
That makes
Just asking
sense.
questions.
I mean, if we can't get it
We can't
done,
be able to.
If they want to put it in the cost, they have it done. You know,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna have no time.
with such a short notice.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I bring up the tape. What's wrong with tape? That seems to be standing up out there pretty well.
Well, we're gonna take that tape off of me. We need to wax the floor.
Yeah.
That was part of what we were gonna do this summer.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do it this winter, because they said,
Not
don't
to,
do it in the winter, do it in the summer, the last time. For us,
So
that
the
was
tape
work
that's
better.
there is coming off, you're saying? To do the stripping?
Yeah.
They have
You'll-
to retape.
that's gonna be time consuming itself. I tried to take the nasty tape or whatever off there where the kids were playing and it's a job, so I quit. It's wasting more time than I have. So I don't know if there's some kind of solution you can put out there.
Heat it a little bit with a hair dryer.
You don't want to use a pocket knife scratching on it.
No,
You know, so it's just, gotta be a better solution.
I see the only problem here is he's saying that they're coming, what, next week or?
Yeah, they're coming,
Yeah.
they're coming next week.
So I would say they need to take their request and hold sooner.
Yeah.
Would we be willing, so do we have wax or do we have to buy wax?
We'd have to buy wax.
Would we be willing, if they could get it waxed, stripped and waxed first, would we be willing to participate in payment?
Oh, stripping and waxing?
Well, they're not gonna want to paint over the wax.
Stripping,
So you guys.
And then we're out
Painting.
wax.
waxing.
They got them pads.
Okay.
Patches, it's all florets.
Yeah.
I don't know if this government would actually do that.
Right.
That's orbital.
Right.
Right. Isn't it? Am I right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
orbital.
I wonder if you don't have to use the schools strippers because they're a lot more powerful. Sure.
I think John needs to explain this to us.
The school's not gonna be probably willing to
As
let.
far as him doing it for free, I mean, that's what
So,
They
yeah.
probably won't be free
Well,
until
they good.
August.
Them guys can come over here and do it one day. Skip a couple rooms over there. But yeah, they're probably there.
do with the old GI, man.
Yeah.
How's that?
Get them old big scrubbers. Clorox. Or bleach. Don't put ammonia with it. Throw down some, scrub your sink stuff. Just do it in private.
You guys think?
Well, I'm all for it. If it's not gonna cost anything to the city. I wish John would have been here to maybe tie up some loose ends.
Well, Jamie doesn't think we have time, we're not gonna be able to make the time.
Yeah, the guy,
No,
they got
wait.
grass to cut.
How long can a guy leave it open without wax on it? You know, if we were to get it stripped, then they can come in and paint. How long can we wait before we need to put the wax back on without, causing problems with our flooring? Is my
We need to
question.
know all that.
If they can come and do the stripping, then they can go ahead and paint it, and then we'll just have to get our wax on
Yeah.
after that.
So,
So my question is, what is the timeline between stripping and
Right.
waxing? How long can that floor be on wax, on seal, however it is? I mean, I've never dealt with this before. So
I don't think it's gonna hurt the floor if it's not waxed.
it's just gonna look round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, but there's also, coming ons and going ons in here, and then there's gonna be dirt ground into it, and then it's gonna have to maybe be
Yeah, you'd have to close the gym down.
Yeah,
You'd have to, I think you'd have to shut it down.
Yeah.
okay, so that's how it's.
or we would just have to change our priorities for a week.
Which falls into your realm of making time.
And how many people do we haven't stripped this floor for about 5 or 6 years, I must say, because the
When we
last,
did
the
it, when
wax.
we did it a long time ago, we all were in here and it was from morning till night.
But it was just a week of time, or not a whole week, maybe 3 days.
Right. But then they have to stay off it for,
how many buffers you have?
we got that stuff in the school. Yeah.
But again, we probably can't take the school stuff because they're using it, so that's a whole other problem.
They're doing their floors in summer.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's not gonna work out for them.
I think we threw the stripping down, I don't know, call it all, but we threw the stripper down and we mopped it in, and then we came by with the machines, and stripped it off, and then we came by with the vacuum and sucks it up,
This is for us.
And I remember
Not right now.
that the machines, the buffers have that big like grill pads
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
brought it up.
yeah.
Right.
So basically, sand.
Yes.
Sand the wax off, yes.
So you guys would be more than willing to have the lines painted on?
Let's answer that question first. Are we good with having
The lines
the
painted
lines
on?
painted on our floor?
I don't think it matters to me, I mean.
We've got a pickleball court, right? They built a new pickleball court up at the ballpark. We're working on it. Is that operational yet? Or?
don't think it is yet.
Yeah, I think on the letter, this firm is coming to paint the lines out there.
Oh, they are.
No, he said, that they're coming for the racquetball courts.
Oh, which,
So that must be,
that must be over there at Peltier's.
June needs basketball season.
There's a lot of questions we're not answering, gonna get answered here tonight unless we had Mr. Franklin standing here.
So the question comes back to do we even want paint versus tape? So we got the pickleball courts taped on. Are the current basketball court lines out there, are they taped or are they paint? They're paint on the lines.
I believe if I remember when Chad Reinke
Yeah.
got the new basketballs, hoops up, backwards, he wanted to get the lines painted. But we I think we said we were done participating, so we need to go find some more money. And then we never got back to him. So I think they've been talking about it for some time. I mean, we could tell them that they can find the money to wax it, strip it, paint it, wax it. They can do the project. That's kind of what do it. Like if you can find the funds to do it all, you're willing to fundraise.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, that works.
You're all for that?
Yeah. I don't think we need a motion or something like that, do
Yes.
But we would need a consensus
Just
that we're
a tell.
certainly willing to do it.
Yeah, we would need.
If they're willing to pay for it, then let them do it.
we? Okay.
If they can get it done. And that,
Yeah, I don't know that they can, but,
they can't.
right, or they need to go find money to do it all. I don't know,
I think just going at that tape's gonna be a good project.
then that would be their fun.
Let the group do it.
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion, let the group do it.
Painting?
Stripping
Stripping.
and waxing.
Waxing, yeah.
Okay,
Second that.
we have a motion and a second, that group can go ahead and
If they can.
paint, also they can strip it and wax it. Throughout do the entire process.
Okay.
If they need to get it done in this timeline.
Because it specifically says here that he wants us to do that.
Yeah.
I know, because I said that we wouldn't be willing to participate with any money, but we were, on our plans this summer was stripping and waxing. So that's where he got those lines.
But, our guys have other things to do, it's not a top priority, so. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Does anybody have any questions for my report? We kind of talked almost about everything on it.
We were talking about the fire pits.
The fire pits for
Fire
the, it says JDA.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's on the 30, so I guess, yeah, fire pits,
Fire pits are down at,
camping.
camping spot. What do you guys recommend? Small truck rooms? Thoughts?
Don't know what they make on it, so.
Yeah.
Don't wanna put any fancy ones down there.
No, come on.
They'll go,
I think to
Yeah,
start
that
out
was
with,
chain.
if we can get a hold of some truck rims, we should start with that. Because if we go down there and put some, fancy bottom ones that they then all of a sudden you got this, I don't know, maybe or maybe not, you could have this and then just.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad to see that we're gonna put use big deal down there to start out, with. We don't know what that's gonna bring down there, but most other campgrounds use truck rims.
Where do you go find these truck rims? Could you point me in the right direction?
I can look, I might have some old,
Next week you might have time?
Next week.
I think your week's pretty
My
close.
week's kind of.
Okay,
One sec, see what you got.
Yes.
Recall.
Okay. There's some obsolete rooms that we probably use.
okay. Anything else for me?
Anybody got any other questions for Karen? Here's not. Okay, let's move forward. Approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting of April 8th. We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
We have a second. Any further questions, discussions, corrections, or additions? Any further questions or discussion? Further discussion, hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We have the financials on page 20 and 25. Auditor's cash report on pages 26 through 31. And the vouchers which have gone around the room and everyone has signed are right here. We got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions, discussion? Questions for Karen? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none. Arnie?
Yes.
Gil?
Yes.
Milo?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Motion carried. Armory update.
We're done.
We're done.
We're not done.
We're not talking about.
Sore subject.
Maybe I'll take it with you later on.
Uh-huh.
Opinion on chapter 9, article 11, pages 32 and 33. We've had some issues with side-by-sides, unlicensed drivers, and we had Nathan looked into it for us, and we're pretty solid on our ordinance. So, I think we just keep using our ordinance to enforce the laws. Okay? Anybody else have any unfinished business? Hearing none, new business. Amend chapter 11, section 11.10106 through 11.0109. Pages 34 and 35 of the first packet. And this has to do with the animals. So if you remember, we had a pigeon issue a while back. And come find out that pigeons weren't included in our ordinance. So we had Chris update that ordinance to include pigeons. In the meantime, the pigeons have vanished and nothing's returned yet, so we need to get this into place. We have a motion. No, this will be the first reading. This is the first reading of the correction on the ordinance. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any further questions or discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, do we want a roll call on this? Or?
Nope.
Nope, okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So we have done our first reading on this ordinance, and the next one will be at the next city council meeting, and then it will go into effect at that time, correct?
I think after we publish it.
After we publish it, okay. Okay. And for anybody that needs to see this ordinance, you can get a copy from Karen. So. Okay. Special events permit.
How do you revise it? Oh, we already did this session.
We did for the 4th of July. Do we have, oh, for the Friday, okay, that's not. Auditor's bonding. Explain yourself.
We need a resolution so that I should be bonded for our ordinance, and I think I'm bonded for $2 million. It's housekeeping.
It's housekeeping. Yes, approve. Motion?
Second.
Second, Carrie, second. Take care. Any further questions or discussion? further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The election and reorganizational meeting will be July 10th. Congratulations, Gary, Dean, Gil, on winning your elections. So, and Carrie too, sorry. He's been a regular fixture here for a while, I kind of forgot. So at the next city council meeting, I will open the meeting, I'll swear Dean in, and I do believe then you'll swear the rest of them in, and then it's all yours. It's all yours. I got this one here, but I got a really big one at home. Would you like that? Okay, Marcy's not gonna give it up.
Probably.
Okay, lots for sale, page 40. Nathan Patzer and Haley Wiedemeyer want to purchase the 2 lots at 508, 513 Burke for $1,500 to move a house in.
I have a question about that.
Build a garage, yes.
So how can the addresses be 508 and 513 be conjoined?
You can't.
Yeah.
It should be 508 and 512 is what it should be.
I think so,
Yeah. Even numbers on that side of the street.
but we would make sure that
Yeah.
they are the two, it's Stephen Kelly's property and
Jim Burke.
Jim Bertha, right, the 2 lots.
Right next to Isabel. Oh, sure.
Okay.
That's what they're referring to.
Well,
And
why would they have the right legal description?
Yes, we'll give them the right to the description.
I would entertain nothing less than a motion to accept this. Because we're gonna get a house built.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a
a
motion,
motion.
and that's a second?
Assuming they have the right legal description.
Right, yeah, of course. And that's a second? Yes, okay.
Who was the second?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, we have a letter of resignation in your packet from Shelley. So you guys can go ahead and read that. There's nothing to do on council.
We need to.
Oh yeah, we gotta accept it or deny it, I guess. So I would entertain a motion to accept his letter of resignation.
Can we deny it?
Hate to see it, but you can't deny it.
Didn't show up. I'm sure to do that.
I really don't know what.
I
I
mean,
really don't know what the process would be.
I think we have to accept his decision,
Yeah.
respect
It's
him.
his decision
It's
not to,
his decision.
so he doesn't, so I make a motion.
Okay.
Also,
Already made a motion, and Gil seconded it to accept Shelley's resignation. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. As do I with regrets. Okay, special event permit for the fire department, pages 10 and 11 of your new pack.
I move to approve.
Okay, got a motion to approve, do we have a second?
what's that?
Michael seconded it.
That's some kind of work.
Yes.
Further discussion? Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anybody got anything else for new business? Hearing nothing, you've got your committee reports in your packet. Flood sheets, anything else is there? Does anyone else have anything good for the order? Right?
So, the new members can install next meeting, so
Yes.
I'm officially done tonight.
We're officially done, Andy.
Okay. So you don't have to.
And I just want to say, it was very interesting. But it was just time for me to, but anyway, all you guys, thank you. Very
Thank you.
good experience.
Appreciate the time you gave. Okay, any motion to adjourn?
My last meeting, I moved to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion, second.
I will.
Bill seconds. Not even gonna ask for discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everyone, for coming.